Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. And in the last episode, Jin Kisaragi fought against the might of the Red Devil, Iron Tiger of Sector 7, otherwise known as the 7th Agency. But you may be wondering why we're back here in Orientown facing off against Iron Tiger. Well, remember what I said about certain endings actually requiring you to lose in order to actually, well, that's in the case of actually getting 100% of each character, but yeah, I should elaborate that in certain cases, certain characters actually have to lose in order to actually progress down a different story path, so I actually have to lose Iron Tiger. Otherwise, events will play out as before, which we've already seen anyway, so don't need to do that again. But I'm going to put up a fair fight against Mr. Red Devil, because no one will say that Jin Kisaragi is a pushover. Yeah, but
not bad. What's wrong? Dead.
yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Tiger. Yeah, I remember saying he hits like 5 Mac trucks, and he certainly does. Yeah, those yeah, that was a case of the electromagnets actually pulling Jin towards Tiger there. And his electro gauge is actually pretty full now, so even though I could still basically still capable of actually defeating Tiger at this point, but he can't do so at this point, as I've just mentioned. But Tiger certainly has enough. What if he's going to use his distortion drive to there he goes. That wasn't a distortion finish, but it was fairly close. And we failed. And yet the story is not over.
How did...
Stay down. I won't take your life.
No. This time, Jin, your bravado has taken you down the wrong path this time. Yeah, it's a capital mistake to underestimate Iron Tiger.
Damn, wait! You bastard!
And, yeah. Away he goes.
Where am I?
And all of a sudden, we're in a very eerie domain. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that we're not exactly in Kagutsuchi anymore. In fact, I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that we appear to be in Halloween Town from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Wonder if we'll see Jack Skellington around anywhere.
Awake already? You're quite lethargic for a hero.
And lo and behold, it's Rachel Alucard, who Jin actually spotted standing at the top of the cauldron as he was falling, and the one who offered to well, surprisingly enough, someone who was actually there 100 years ago, who offered Jin the opportunity to become a quote-unquote real hero. I definitely hope that Oogie Boogie isn't lying around somewhere in the castle.
You brought me here?
Somehow, after being left in the dust by Iron Taker, who didn't pummel us into oblivion.
Goodness, no. You think I would stoop to physical labor?
If you call dimensional teleporting physical labor.
Nago and I did that.
That's right.
Ah yes, the familiars.
I wasn't asking you.
Once again, Jin with the hostility.
You're wondering why? You looked so sad. I simply couldn't leave you to your fate.
Truly, is that so? Kind of interesting to say all that in the midst of a temporal causality loop, Rachel Alucard.
You're far too weak to beat him, and you know it. Isn't it kind of me to look after you?
Are you referring to Tago or Ragnar? I'm not sure what you mean. Rachel does have an annoying tendency to be incredibly cryptic.
What's so funny?
Actually, come to think of it, yeah, Jin doesn't know who Rachel Alucard is, nor of her relationship to Ragnar, nor the fact that she is a vampire.
Well, it is rare to have looks and brains. Perhaps you would like to scream for me. I know it sounds rather childish, but I believe I might find it entertaining.
Well, nevertheless, you are still a fairly young vampire as vampires go. Also, I think, yeah, not really in the mood for ice cream as such. Jin Kisaragi versus Rachel Alucard, and this is one fight we cannot afford to lose, otherwise be quite humiliating.
The wheel of fate is turning.
And Rachel's theme this time is the Queen of Roses, and all the roses are red. None of them are white and none of them are painted, so we don't lose our heads. Yeah, we putting the pressure on Lady Alucard this time. Fairly one-sided battle. Nope. Yeah, Jin being a scrub, being a fairly easy character to wield. There's Tiny Lobelia. Ooh, and caught in the midst. Well, yep, well, that was incredibly one-sided for us, which probably wasn't that entertaining for Rachel. And there were ghosts, there were shadows and ghosts on that too over there. And, when we come to, she is gone. It's quiet. There's a shadow standing in front of me. The silhouette of Rachel... No, not Rachel Alucard, but Lieutenant Noel Vermillion. Like someone I used to know.
You're...
And all of a sudden, Jin Kisaragi is suddenly in the midst of the cathedral once again, which is still abandoned.
What was that just now?
That was not a hallucination that time.
He's here.
Indeed he is. Ragnar the Blood Edge. is on his way. And I believe this will be it for the this particular episode of Let's Play BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. Because I believe that this next encounter will unfold exactly the same as the previous encounter with Ragnar the Blood Edge, so when we return, adventurers, we shall see whether or not our little jaunts with Iron Tager and Rachel Alucard might not have set something else in motion, albeit a little sliver of an alteration. Maybe or maybe not. It all depends on what we find in the coming moments. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.